That was it. So I've ran the RM250 twice now. I ran it at Sparky's and I ran it at Talking Rock, and the clutch has worked perfectly the whole time. When I built the bike, it was weird to me though that I didn't have enough play right here to have the adjuster on there, because you guys know there's supposed to be a locking ring dial adjuster on there. So it was really weird to me that I didn't have that in place, and that bothered me, even though the clutch was working great the whole time. EBC Dirt Racer, Dirt Rider, MX and ATV clutch kit. It's the ultimate one. See, it says right there, ultimate. So there was nothing wrong with the old clutch, but I'm of the mindset that if you're going to go racing, you keep spares and you keep backups. I just learned that lesson years ago. So I pulled the old clutch out. I'm letting all the oil drip off of it. And once most of the oil's dripped off of it, I'll put it in a plastic baggie along with the old springs. Because again, all that works. It's a fully functioning clutch that I can race with. It's not slipping. So why wait until your clutch slips and then have to throw all the parts away and not have spares, when you can replace your clutch before it's ruined and then have a backup? So I was going to use this oil one more time when I go to Alabama and race in the Southeast Vintage Motocross Series. They're having an outdoor motocross GP style race. So I turned the gas petcock off, laid the bike over really far to let all the engine oil go to that side of the engine. And that's how you can do this at the track if you don't want to do an oil change with your clutch. And you're supposed to soak the fibers in oil before you do a clutch on any motorcycle, road race, motocross, it don't matter. You want to soak your new fibers before you install them. So this is some old motor oil that I took out of the van. It just helps the brand new clutch last longer, you know, to do it that way. So I guess I gotta find something clean to set these on. Okay. Most of you guys probably know how to do this, but just for those of you that don't, we'll go ahead and build a clutch stack. You start with a fiber, you go with a metal, you just alternate until you get all the way out to where the pressure plate goes. Now theoretically, these plates should be thicker than the ones I took out, because they're brand new. That means I should be able to create some play up at the lever, which would allow me to put my lock nut back on my lever and get proper cable play. That'd make me happy. So we'll see if that happens. A lot of guys soak the metal plates at the same time they're soaking the fibers. That's just completely redundant in my opinion. The purpose of soaking the fibers is not to lubricate between the plates. If you just wanted to lubricate between the plates, you could just build the clutch and put oil in there while you're going. The purpose of soaking the fibers is so that the cork takes all that fiber up into the cork material. So the guys that think they're being super beneficial by soaking the steel plates are missing the whole point. That steel will get covered with oil, but it will not soak it in. That it will not do. So it's completely unnecessary to soak all the plates. You really just need to do the fibers. Oh, I got that in the wrong tab. There we go. We got one more metal and one more fiber. So awkward working with one hand. I hope you guys appreciate that. Okay. There's all my plates. So, alright, and we found in the video when we built this engine that this this clutch pressure plate's already indexed. You can put it on in any direction and it'll fit just fine. A lot of these are indexed, guys, and when you try to put it on, it'll sit up high like that. You see that extra space? See that? It's bad. It's got to fit flush like that. So if you put your pressure plate on and there's extra slop and space in there, that's a bad thing. So we got our nice brand new clean springs. They're probably a little bit of extra preload on them, you know, a little bit of extra force to help the clutch not slip as easy. Okay, nice super gentle crisscross pattern. Got to be careful, that's an impact gun, not a screw gun. So because it's an impact gun and not a screw gun, you got to be especially careful not to, you know, just let it eat. Because these are very easy to strip, these little bolts. It is my opinion factories make them easy to strip on purpose because they don't want extra torque down in there. They just don't want you doing that. So these don't have to be super tight. Okay. I'm doing this left-handed. Okay, that gasket's good and seated in there. I don't think that's going to come out and cause any problems. We got some longs. There's a long. There's a short. There's a long. Another long. Another long. I just know from experience with this engine building it that all the longs are the same length, but be careful, guys. On other models, all the longs and short bolts are not always the same. You do need to be careful. You do need to watch out for having different length bolts. They should all stick up a similar amount. Okay, wiggle this around, make sure your gasket's seated. You don't see your gasket popping out anywhere. And then be easy when you take it down. Be easy. Okay, that's it. I know I said I'd have a new cover before I went racing on this. I know I said I wasn't hokey enough to actually ride with that on a track, but I didn't get a cover yet. So when you put your brake pedal back on, make sure you got your spring situation taken care of, and then just keep torquing until it comes home. Keep checking, make sure everything still looks right, your spring's still in place, and then torque this. Okay, I torque that. Don't forget these. I use this little R clip that came in the spec bolt kit, but you can use safety wire or other devices, cotter pins. There's plenty of things you could use, but make sure that you have something back there to keep this from backing out. And look at all that play we gained, guys. Look at that. That's how much play we gained after we put the new clutch in. So yeah, let me get my adjuster dial back in the mix and we'll go from there. Guys, the new clutch restored all my play that I was trying to fix by taking the dial out. See, I got all that room there. I could take it up there and move that down further, but there's no reason. There's enough thread in there that it's safe and secure and everything's good to go. Yeah, we fixed the clutch, but more importantly than just fixing the clutch, we got a backup clutch that we're going to bag up and carry along with us. So even if one of these plates fractures or some defect comes apart, we can still throw that in it and get through the rest of the day. And then as this new clutch wears out, and we get to the point where this adjuster needs to come out to get play, then we know to replace it. So that's the kind of detail, the intimate knowledge that you develop working on your own motorcycle that a lot of the pros don't even have, because they just come in after their moto and hand their bike to somebody else, and that's fine. I mean, if you've got paid professionals building your bikes and all you got to do is ride them, I'm jealous in many respects. That's fine. But part of the enjoyment of the sport for me, part of what I like, is working on the bike. I like the motor sports package. I like the motor part of the motorsports. I don't just want to be a better rider. I don't just aspire to be a better athlete, though I do. I also enjoy being able to do all my own work. So, all right, guys, I'm done. Clutch is in, ready to go.